go. October 4th, baby.
We're gonna knock out Cory Sandhagen. Sorry. We're going to sleep, baby.
We know for a fact if Jack clips someone clean on the chin, they can go over. So it could happen in the first minute, it could happen in the 24th minute, it could happen in the 24-minute 59 seconds, it could happen 3 rounds in. Jack likes long fights, he likes to be in there, but obviously we're not getting paid for overtime, so if the opportunity arises.
The world of fight just got hotter as Merab Dvalishvili is back in the news, sending what fans are labeling a friendly threat to Cory Sandhagen. Merab explicitly stated that he's not leaving anything in his tank, vowing to unleash his full strength and grind down his authority in the division. Relentless pressure is his reputation, and he's hoping to make this bout a display of his stamina and determination.
Let's go. October 4th, baby.
We're gonna knock out Cory Sandhagen. Sorry. We're going to sleep, baby.
TJ Dillashaw was one of the first high-profile names to stand up for Merab in this fight. He outright stated Merab's freakish cardio is the largest weapon heading into this bout, something few combatants have ever been able to handle. Dillashaw described how Cory possesses a slick style, but the Georgian warrior simply doesn't relent coming forward.
Merab Dvalishvili, the champ. Cory might end up fighting Merab soon, so...
Merab's a problem, bro. Something that he does very well is he never puts himself in danger. He's never in that middle ground, right? He's always all the way out and using his footwork popping, or he's all the way in smothering you, making you work to get him off you, right? So I would love if Sandhagen could get it done. That guy's a ninja. His striking is insane. I do think, unfortunately, though, that Merab's got the exact skills that are his kryptonite.
His ground game.
And just his pace and his wrestling, right? Not even so much like trickery jiu-jitsu. It's more so just the pace of wrestling.
Chael Sonnen also weighed in with his characteristic bluntness, stating he expects nothing less than a dominating Cory Sandhagen by Merab. Sonnen lauded Merab's crazy pace, his suffocating style, and the manner in which he breaks fighters mentally before finishing them physically. According to Chael, Merab's aggression will be too much for Cory.
You have a very hard fight on your hands, but when this is all said and done, it's not going to be a close fight. Whoever wins the first round will also win the second, third, and the fourth round. And if I had to tell you who that's going to be, I'm going with the bigger, stronger athlete. Merab, and still.
To manage just the machine of Merab Dvalishvili.
Yeah, you gotta knock that guy out. That's it. You just gotta knock that guy out.
But Dillashaw didn't simply turn the fight over to Merab, he actually disassembled how Cory Sandhagen could get things turned around. Dillashaw said that if Cory maintains range, works his footwork and employs sharp striking, he can catch Merab walking in. He emphasized that sharp counters and defensive adjustments could be Cory's only way to win.
Straight and back. I need to be outside the tracks so that he can line up his strikes better without being threatened of getting taken down. Because you know that Merab's going to threaten. But as long as he can stay outside the shoulders, he's got a lot better chance of not getting taken down and staying off the cage. And then at the same time, when Merab gets dangerous and gets desperate and starts to rush in more, then that's when those jumping knees down the middle could pay dividends for Sandhagen. Yeah, that snap kick that he has. Cory's real good with his hands. He can stay outside and slap hooks and get outside, slap and bring him down the middle. He's got to stay long. He's got to stay active to keep him off his own rhythm.
When Cory himself was interviewed, he was serene but sure of the job at hand. He revealed his strategy about remaining disciplined, employing timing, and cutting off Merab's pressure with clever movement. Cory acknowledged that he knows precisely how deadly Merab's cardio is, but he feels his razor-sharp striking and footwork can be the difference.
If I was Umar and I could refight that fight and I was him, because he was wrestling with him really good, some of the defenses to the wrestling were just amazing, even just from physically being able to be that flexible was crazy. I would say to him, hey man, quit being so jumpy, stand in the middle of the cage. When Merab backs you up, circle yourself back, get to the middle of the cage again, and then don't run from him, and hit him when he comes in, and make your movements a lot smaller, because it is all of that footwork that really tires people out.
In the meantime, the limelight also fell on another mega bout in the pipeline, Islam Makhachev versus Jack Della Maddalena. Michael Bisping had his say, indicating that Islam is evidently the favorite with enhanced skills and championship-level poise. But Bisping also pointed out JDM's strengths, particularly his footwork and boxing, which he feels can create real issues. He dissected it like only Bisping would, paying respect to both camps.
He's bigger. He showed that he can stop takedowns. On the feet, there's absolutely no question. Islam has improved with his striking, that's for sure. You can't deny that. Did pretty good on the feet against Dustin Poirier at times. However, that was probably because of the threat of the takedown. But Jack Della Maddalena is on another level. He's probably got the best, cleanest boxing in the UFC. And the footwork that he gets from the boxing is so useful to avoid the takedowns and to stay off the fence.
Colby Covington, never afraid to offer opinions, had a look at the bookmakers' odds and took Islam's side as the favorite. But even Colby acknowledged Jack Della Maddalena must be taken seriously. He noted JDM's heavy power and finishing ability make him a constant one-punch wonder from upsetting the world. While Colby is riding shotgun with the champ, he also reminded everyone that fights are not done in paper, and JDM possesses all the skills to make the kind of upset that turns the division on its head.
I mean, I seen the odds were pretty big. They favored Makhachev like 3-1, so I guess I got to go with the odds if they're going 3-1, but just because JDM doesn't have good takedown defense, but you never know. It's a fight, and JDM has some good hands, so it should be an exciting fight for the fans.
Bisping doubled down, throwing in an interesting twist. Though he acknowledged Islam's general dominance, he mentioned that it would not surprise him if an upset actually occurred. He gave the explanation that JDM's style is so unorthodox that it can make chaos within the cage, and chaos tends to produce unexpected outcomes. Bisping comments added an element of unpredictability to the bout, building hype.
Jack Della Maddalena, I was going to look at the odds, it's gone off. According to DraftKings Sportsbook right now, Islam Makhachev is a pretty sizable favorite. So if you were to put some money on that right now, that might not be a bad idea, because it wouldn't surprise me if we see an upset here and Jack Della Maddalena is still the champion at the end of the day.
Israel Adesanya, however, was not subscribing to the upset hype. The ex-champion remained behind Islam Makhachev, terming him the rightful favorite and supporting him to successfully defend his belt. Adesanya talked up Islam's experience, calmness, and technical prowess that he brings to the table in every bout. To Izzy, it's just all chatter about JDM's opportunity to upset the champ. He expects nothing less than Islam proving why he's the best in the division, with little left for question as to who departs with the belt.
I think Della is going to get it done. I feel scrambles are crazy.
Yeah, he's
even watching it with Bilal as well. Islam would feel like he bit off more than he could chew once he gets in there with him, because when he puts some things on him, he's like, shit, I'm not standing with this guy. I have to take him down. People don't realize how big Della is as well. He's solid.
Gilbert Burns, on the other hand, presented a different argument. Having previously fought Islam, Burns credited JDM's special skill set, particularly his technical footwork and the deadly power of his kicks. Burns laid out that those weapons can pose issues to Islam in ways that other combatants have not. He sounded resigned that JDM had actual potential to cause issues, and his analysis provided fans with confidence that this bout won't be a stroll in the park.
JDM is one of the guys that I fought that hits the hardest. And I fought Woodley, I fought Kamaru, I fought Hamza. That guy, that guy gave me a little jab, and then I'm like, wow, my God.
JDM and Bilal Muhammad, you've been in there with both of them.
I was able to wrestle him, kind of control him a little bit. At the end, the guy did his thing. I ate a beautiful knee. You can feel it was not a stiff jab, it was just like pick, and then poof. Wow, that guy hits hard. You gotta watch out with that.
JDM's coach recently sat down in an interview and provided detailed insight into this enormous fight. He began by emphasizing the respect both fighters and their camps have for one another and how professional this fight is. He established that as much as emotions come into play when fighting, this fight is founded on respect and intellect. The tone of the coach was intent and analytical, demonstrating that he's going into this fight with stern preparation. That respect only compounds the severity of what's in play here.
Islam is a phenomenal fighter. He's pound for pound #1 in the world. He's made light work of just about everybody that's ever gone before him. So the respect is mutual.
From there, the coach analyzed how he and his team anticipate Islam to go about this encounter. He said Islam's style of fighting is a patient, controlled, and calculated style of offense. The team anticipates that Islam will attempt to wear JDM down, wrestle him, and pressure him to remove his striking assets. In anticipating this, JDM's camp has adjusted their game plan to counteract exactly those moves. It indicated how much work they've put in, and it brought another level of intensity to the build-up of the fight.
No, I don't think he's going to go out and try and test his striking, but I also don't think he's going to rush. You know what I mean? He's a very composed guy. He's a very high-level, skillful person. You know, he's not going to rush and be running at Jack's hips. You know, but he is going to try and get hold of Jack as quickly as possible, even if it's just to try and tire him out in the early parts of the fight and get him into his world quickly. He will take damage from Jack as Bilal did if he's on the feet, so I'm sure he's going to not want to be there.
The coach cut even deeper, saying that JDM's style would be centered on a long game strategy. Rather than pursuing wild exchanges, JDM is going to med out safe, effective damage on a slow burn. The plan is to weather Islam's pressure, annoy him, and gradually break him down. This strategy shows patience and discipline, something that fans may not necessarily equate with JDM's explosive fighting. But the coach feels that blending patience and precision could be the recipe for shocking the champion in the spotlight.
I don't know, until you've been hit by Jack, I don't know that you really understand what's going to happen. And Jack's not going to put himself out of position trying to land massive shots. You know, he's an accumulative fighter. He's going to do damage as safely as possible, and try and just build accumulative damage and look for the shot.
The other element JDM's coach cited was the weight challenge Islam has. Having that size in the cage has positives but also negatives. He pointed out that Islam could decelerate if pushed into a longer battle where conditioning is challenged. JDM can take advantage of those moments and make room when Islam's tempo slows down, in his assessment.
What I do know is that as a fighter who's fought at 70 his whole career, this is going to be his first time in a very competitive matchup at welterweight, and it's different. It's going to be different for him. He's carrying more weight, and obviously he's had months now to prepare for this and get used to carrying the weight, but he's been fighting at lightweight for a decade. You know, so to then move up a weight class, it is different, and I don't know how that's going to affect his gas tank, his ability to move as well. You know, people say that he's not going to have to cut as much weight, so he'll be better. But then sometimes carrying extra weight can be hard. You know, you always want to try and...
The interview ended with a blustery prediction from the coach of JDM. He declared confidently that if a knockout chance arises, JDM will take it with no hesitation. He vowed that if Jack lands square in Islam, Islam will be sleeping. That comment ran shockwaves through fans and experts, building even more expectation.
We know for a fact if Jack clips someone clean on the chin, they can go over. So it could happen in the first minute, it could happen in the 24th minute, it could happen in the 24-minute 59 seconds, it could happen 3 rounds in. Jack likes long fights, you know, he likes to be in there, but obviously we're not getting paid for overtime, so if the opportunity arises.
So, Merab's relentless pressure or Cory's pinpoint striking, Islam's championship pedigree or JDM's upset ability? Leave your predictions in the comments and don't forget to hit subscribe for more fight chat coming soon.